Sign language.
Great to have you along. My name is Butler Nepure and these are tonight's top stories.
A SADC summit hails outgoing SADC chairperson, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, for a job well done in steering the regional bloc towards industrialization.
When we look at your business news, the horticulture industry is welcoming Treasury policy review on license fees and levies. We will hear that in part in our look at business. And
later on, when we look at sport, Zimbabwe up for the Premier Soccer League title defense. Those are our leading stories, and I'll give you the news in detail. Now, first story, the just ended 45th Ordinary Summit of SADC Heads of State and Government has commended outgoing SADC Chairperson, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, for his exemplary leadership in ensuring an industrialized regional bloc.
The Southern African Development Community 45th Summit has ended in Antananarivo. It came up with quite a number of resolutions, which were read by the Executive Secretary, Mr. Elias Mupedi Mahosi, who also took an oath of office for swearing for his second term, 4-year term.
Summit reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to promoting peace, security and stability in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and welcomed the joint mediation efforts undertaken by the African Union Commission, SADC and the East African Community, and the process integrating the Luanda and Nairobi processes, while acknowledging the urgent need for complementarity and harmonization between Africa-led processes with other initiatives, including the Washington Accord 2025 and the Doha Declaration of Principles of 2025. Summit commended the Kingdom of Lesotho for the passage and enactment of the 10th Amendment to the Constitution of the Kingdom of Lesotho, marking a significant milestone in the advancement and near finalization of the national reforms process in the Kingdom. Summit removed the Kingdom of Lesotho from the agenda of the Organ Troika, following the positive progress regarding the political and security situation in Lesotho, and applauded the SADC panel of elders, mediation reference group, and the government and the people of Lesotho for their commitment to the consolidation of peace and security. Summit condemned the spread of misinformation about the deployment of the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and reiterated that the deployment was conducted in full compliance with regional and international principles and obligations, with the objective of supporting SADC member states in responding to external aggression.
Also of interest is that Madagascar said they are prepared to go into the shoes of President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Ruben Barwes, ZBC News, Antananarivo.
Meanwhile, the Southern African Development Community SADC leadership has pledged to accelerate infrastructure development and enhance economic growth in the region. The leaders, among them President Emmerson Mnangagwa, joined the Madagascar counterpart, President Andre Rajoelina, at the commissioning of a major ring road in Antananarivo today. Our chief correspondent Ruben Barwe brings us another report.
When the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, hosted the 44th Southern Africa Development Community Summit in Harare last year and embarked on major rehabilitation of Harare roads, little did he know the knock-on effect of that. It has been replicated in Antananarivo, Madagascar. Copying from Zimbabwe's preparatory works, Madagascan President Andre Rajoelina, now the SADC chairman, did exactly the same. A major highway linking various parts of Madagascan capital was commissioned by the President Andre Rajoelina in the company of President Mnangagwa early Monday morning. Crowds of Malagasy people gathered to see the commissioning of this ring road in Antananarivo, Madagascar. This is a deliberate mark that such a development, which is taking place in Antananarivo, is taking root to creating viable economic enablers for faster growth of the Madagascan economy. Ruben Barwes, ZBC News, Antananarivo.
Meanwhile, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has left Madagascar for Japan, where he will attend the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development. The conference, beginning in Yokohama on Wednesday, will focus on development in Africa and is co-organized by the Japanese government, the United Nations, UNDP, the World Bank, and the African Union Commission.
TICAD is also helping us shape our own future development thinking. Right now we're busy preparing NDS2, National Development Strategy 2, with its 10 key pillars. When you look at the various pillars, whether they're pertaining to the youth, women's issues, supporting SMEs, or infrastructure development, energy security, food security, these are areas that are dovetail with past discussions from TICAD, the TICAD platform.
Finance and Economic Development and Investment Promotion Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube there, speaking on the significance of Zimbabwe being part of that TICAD conference in Japan. Now, Acting President General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga has joined Catholic leaders and relatives in bidding farewell to long-serving Jesuit brother Jonathan Chazura, who was buried at Chishawasha today.
The last moments celebrating the life of an iconic Jesuit who dedicated 49 years to missionary work, becoming one of the most revered administrators in the history of the Roman Catholic Church in Zimbabwe.
It was indeed a befitting send-off to one of the most illustrious missionary workers in the history of the Roman Catholic Church in Zimbabwe.
Acting President General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga was among several mourners who bade farewell to the late Brother Chazura at a solemn funeral ceremony held at Chishawasha Mission this Monday. Acting President General Retired Chiwenga, a devout Catholic, stated the late Brother Chazura was rich in human warmth.
He also requested me to assist a young girl named Leona Teresa Zozo, who is doing global business administration in South Korea. Mwana huyu wakawaya naye ndiye mwananga achiendeswa naye. Vice President akati no problem mama yangu. That shows who Brother Jonathan was. Always caring for others. Ini ndichaita zvakataurirana.
The late Brother Jonathan Chazura was also described as an illustrious mentor who was deeply sensitive to today's challenges.
Let us keep Brother Jonathan's legacy alive by encouraging the youth to value education and shun drug and substance abuse. We all have a duty to fight the scourge of drugs and substance abuse.
His family, friends, and the Society of Jesus in Southern Africa said they have lost not only a father figure, but a pillar of strength and inspiration.
Brother Jonathan does not rule or shines. I think the only word I can describe him is love and compassion.
When we talk of Brother Jonathan, time is not enough to say everything.
The 49 years, he did most of these issues working with young people. Why? Because he realized that working with young people, that is the only way we can change a nation.
After 67 years, it was a moment to pass on the final goodbye to a man who touched several lives.
Now the later Brother Jonathan Chazura's light may have faded, but but he leaves behind a legacy that has to be followed for generations to come. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Chishawasha.
Zimbabwe's resource mobilization agenda has received a major boost as tax collections have with immediate effect gone digital to improve efficiency, reduce costs, save time and plug off leakages.
Zimbabwe is moving ahead with the ease of doing business reforms aimed at ensuring that industry and commerce can pay their taxes online in line with global trends. Instead of using the paper system for honoring tax payments, transactions are now being done online, a move beneficiaries say reflects on the Second Republic's commitment to modernize operations in line with global trends.
This will enhance collection and also reduce gridlocks as banks remit funds to Zimbra. Then also as a taxpayer, as a bank, we'll also be able to do it on a self-service basis, which improves efficiency and also revenue collection for the country.
You can actually transact, submit your returns, and even submit your debt payment plans through the system from wherever you are.
Authorities spoke on the importance of the latest tax and revenue management system terms.
First and foremost, efficient revenue collection. Number 2, transparency. Number 3, to broaden the tax base so that we bring in as many taxpayers as practically possible.
Government is expecting digital tax payment methods to strengthen the domestic revenue mobilization agenda.
As we digitize and modernize our tax system and revenue collection, what we do is you allow it to be accessible to all Zimbabweans and all corners of the country. Gone are the days where one needs to go to their nearest Zimbra office to register as a taxpayer, to file their returns, or anything incidental.
Zimbabwe, like any other economy, is pinning hopes of increased revenue collection on the digital payment system, which is among other factors expected to increase funding for infrastructure and development projects across the country. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the construction of a water treatment plant which will supply the city of Bulawayo from Gwaishangani Lake is set to begin soon.
This is the site for the construction of the Gwaishangani water treatment plant. The construction of this water treatment plant was awarded to China International Water Electronic Corporation. The prioritization of this plant located here in Katru Park presents a viable, long-lasting water solution to the city of Bulawayo.
Ahlupha amanzi lapha vela atholakala so athola nzima vela amanzi
amanzi vela ahlupha asikhathaza kakhulu size siwathole kumbe after 3 weeks so vele kanti balela siyawacheka ngeni lapha siwathola khoba vele siyacongolozela khona la awakho amanzi okuserious sibili
kobulawayo amanzi ahlupha.
Amid the deepening water crisis in Bulawayo, the Gwaishangani Lake project remains a long-term solution and government is open to partnerships to expedite the project.
There is now a lot of progress that is taking place at the dam itself. I'm aware, I also grew up here, and I know that the dams in Umzingwan area are now silted. The rains can come and you can see the dam is full. It's not because it's sand, too much sand underneath. So the supply for city of Bulawayo is actually supply of water, and the city of Bulawayo remains in the implementation of the Gwaishangani project. Without that, we are doomed.
Mina-ke njengomthungameli lapha koBulawayo isifiswe engilaso yikuthi ku-business community kulabo ababusiswe inkosi besondele emahofisini sincedisane ukwenzela ukuthi siphelelise umsebenzi wethu.
The contractor is currently working on the designs for the water treatment project.
We're doing some surveys and the design, and we are working and to supply water to Bulawayo to benefit the people and the city.
This comes at a time when government is releasing $5 million United States every month for the Gwayi-Shangani Lake amid revelations the water treatment plant in Bulawayo should be ready by the time the signature project is complete.
Currently, the city of Bulawayo is on an extended 120-hour rationing exercise due to the dwindling water resources in the city. The Gwayi-Shangani Lake project is set to alleviate water challenges in the city. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
As still on infrastructure development, and Norton Hospital is undergoing major transformation 6 months after the government took over.
In a move expected to boost health and medical services in Norton, government has stepped in to support Norton Hospital, formerly run by the Norton Town Council, as part of efforts to ensure quality medical services are provided here. A theatre is currently under construction, which is set to benefit especially expecting mothers.
I think theatre in process panapera kugadzirwa ikaita ikavhurwa ikatanga kushanda inotibatsira isusu semadzimai.
Indakatasirwa panapa rindopa ndakatonyoreswa chirongwa chitachifarirawo kuti vakadzi vakazvitakura taimbonzi hospital saka panapa zvakuitirwawo panapa.
The institution is on a recovery path after the hospital theatre has been non-functional for more than a decade. The facility's medical superintendent, Dr. Sembarashe Matanyaire, highlighted that once complete, the facility will mainly cater for cesarean sections and minor surgeries.
Our major project that we are working on is renovating our theatre. Currently, the theatre is under construction because there are some structural adjustments which are being done. We have new equipment in the theatre which we received from the ministry, which is going to be commissioned, and we start making use of the machinery. We are expecting construction to be done by end of this month.
The hospital has also improved its water supply system through the sinking of 2 boreholes and is setting up a nutrition garden to supplement patients' diets. With the Norton Hospital undergoing major transformation 6 months after being taken over by the Ministry of Health and Child Care, the vision is to achieve the highest possible standards of health for all citizens by 2030. Patience Nyagato, ZBC News, Norton.
Now, Chaminuka Rural District Council has set the tone for improved service delivery after commissioning of new equipment worth $800,000.
Shamba was a hive of activity as service delivery equipment worth 800,000 United States dollars was commissioned, with residents celebrating the positive development.
Nyaya ya Baba Mnangagwa, His Excellency, net evolution. Yatusumudza
tinotenda hangu kansel yedu nezvayaita nekutipa mota ine mavhiri maviri aya chokadi kufamba kwanga kuchinetsa kwenda kumawadzi.
Ndiri kutenda zvakanyanya kukanzuri yedu makanselazi nevese utungamiri urukiitika kana tichiwana zvinhu zvakadai so.
In its bid to improve service delivery, Chaminuka Rural District Council was complimented by government, which funded the purchase of a motorized grader.
Titoda kutenda His Excellency Baba Vamnangagwa president wedu vakaunza chirongwa chedevolution munyika. Takashandisa mari yedevolution kukwanisa kuti titenge grader iroro. Through our own funding isusu sekanzuru takwanisa kutenga backhoe loader rinova kumashure kwangu iri. Tikatenga zvekare tipper truck.
Not to be outdone, a local miner, William Magora, contributed 400 school desks and chairs to furnish a new primary school in Shamba to be commissioned next month.
Vana mune 400 wakagara vasiri kuenda kuchikoro. Kwavari kuenda kure kwacho vari kuita 15 kilometers.
Government highlighted the commissioning of service delivery machinery is a tangible testimony of progress and good governance.
These assets are not just machines. They are tools for accelerating development, enabling effective local governance, and delivering on the President's call to action for efficiency and people-centered service delivery.
Ndinoenda mberi nekutenda mutungamiriri wedu wenyika ndova nemuono wekuti by 2030 tose tinge tagara upenyu hwakanaka.
Zvatanga takaita kunyaya yemarodzi tanga takasaririra.
Local authorities are mandated to modernize their operations after the 2025 All Local Authorities Indaba held in June and set a framework for minimum delivery standards. Tapiwa Machemeze, ZBC News, Shamba.
The establishment and operationalization of the African Group of Negotiators on Wildlife has been described as a major development in shaping Africa's voice on global wildlife matters. Memory Chamisa with that report.
After Zimbabwe's appointment to chair the African Group of Negotiators AGN on Wildlife with Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority Director of International Conservation Affairs, Professor Patience Gandiwa as chairperson, the AGN is set to influence key global agreements and frameworks related to wildlife and biodiversity conservation. The appointment not only comes as Zimbabwe assumed the presidency of COP15 on wetlands in Victoria Falls recently, but also as the world is preparing for the 20th meeting of the Conference of the Parties to the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora CITES COP20 set for Uzbekistan in November. AGN chairperson Professor Patience Gandiwa highlighted the significance of this development for Africa as the continent is home to one of the richest wildlife on the planet.
This group of negotiators that I will be chairing is really a consolidation of all the African expertise responsible for wildlife. The country that has got the EU presidency, or the lead technocrat from the EU is appointed by the EU, takes the floor and they say the EU and its 27 member states are taking this position. Africa has got a muscle which is double. It's 54 member states. When there is no agreement by the parties to make a decision, CITES has adopted a system of a decision-making system of voting, and surely we've got the numbers. This will be a turning point, and I think the world will see a different Africa.
The Africa Group of Negotiators on Wildlife plays a pivotal role in coordinating Africa's position and international conservation treaties, ensuring the continent's unique wildlife and ecosystems are effectively represented and protected, and global decision-making processes. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is advising stakeholders that it is experiencing technical challenges on its network. In a statement, the RBZ said the system challenge may result in delays in some banking services. The bank says it is working flat out to rectify the challenge.
For more news in detail, do remember to visit our website at zbcnews.co.zw. You can also link up with us on various social media platforms. We are on YouTube, Facebook. We are also on X and Instagram. We are ZBC News Online.
And there are more stories to come on this bulletin. This is what you can look forward to. In your business news, horticulture industry welcomes Treasury policy review on license fees and levies. And we'll take you through what transpired this weekend in the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Looks like Simba Bora might just scoop it again this year. Be sure to join us for that and more when we come back.
Munotambira nhoye pamusoro inokumbira onzeve timbotaura announcement ehunde kumbanai hande tose makomoyo tourism expo everybody let's go eni kusvika 12 September save the date to remember it's happening for the first time in Mandikale sanganai kumbanai come along, Tourism Expo.
From the 10th to the 12th of September at Mutare Sports Club. Come and exhibit your business. Register now. Email ncb@ztazim.co.zw. Call 8677005940 and visit www.zimbabwetourism.net/Sanganai. Experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
The National Social Security Authority wishes to advise its valued pensioners that the Life Certificate Renewal exercise for 2025 will be running from the 4th of August 2025 to the 31st of October 2025. The administration of life certificates will be done at various NSSA regional, sub and satellite offices across the country. Pensioners are advised to utilize their nearest NSSA offices for this exercise. Pensioners should come to NSSA in person with original and copy of their national identity cards or a valid passport. Driver's license will not be accepted as proof of identity. Bedridden and grossly disabled pensioners will be visited by NSSA in their respective homes. NSSA will also visit selected POSB, NBS and Zimpost during the pensioner paydays. Several local business centers and growth points will be visited by NSSA on days to be advised. Pensioners living outside Zimbabwe can download the life certificate on www.nasa.org.zw. Upon completion and certification, kindly email to nasa.lifecertificates@nasa.org.zw. Failure to renew a life certificate by the 31st of October 2025 will result in suspension of benefit payout. Secure your benefits payments by renewing your life certificate. NSSA, a lifelong promise.
Welcome back. The liberation struggle was not a stroll in the park, and several freedom fighters still live with the shrapnel in their bodies after surviving attacks by the racist Rhodesian forces. In a reflection of the liberation struggle, our reporter Peter Chivima speaks to Comrade Hoyini Bila, who has lived for 4 decades with fragments of a bomb stuck in his body.
Comrade, mungatitsanangura kuti zvii zvakaitika zvakakusiyai mune mavanga zvakadai?
Ndingada kuti nditange kukupai kuti zvaibva nokupi. Handinazongogara ndangoita mavanga. Taioperata tichibva kuMozambique tichipinda muZimbabwe. Saka ini ndaioperata kwainzi Guru sector. Yainzi Guru sector iyi yaikavha vanakaterere, gwanyamwanya, nyadoa, vanoziva kunyanga. Panga kune mabhesi, ini ndaifamba nerainzi Bazooka RPG-7. Tikakemba pabhesi painzi Panyakatsari. Varungu vakaenda kundoita yaningati nechirungu overestimate namba yedu. Ndege dzakatanga kuuya. Ipapo hapana anobvunza kuti akochi maakutoziva mega kuti iyi ihondo. Ndege dzanga dzakadzikira zviya zvokuti ini ndakanzi ndirove helicopter. Ndakarova helicopter yekutanga, zvisingaitwi neBazooka hazviitwi izvozvo kuti unorova helicopter. Tadaro zvineiwo ndakaisa bhuzu rangu rechipiri. Pandakarova bhuzu rea harina kuenda, rakadonhera patiri apo. Paiitika zvese izvi, varungu vanenge vachiona kuti zvinotochidini manje, taona pane pfuti hombe apo. Helicopter yakadzoka after some time ndokudonhedza mabhombu pakati pedu. Kana zvakanaka unonzwa kuti pana pandiri kurohwa, asi kana zvazoipa chaunonzwa chete kuti gwi 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 gwi. Ari atingati mabara, masharpnail, andingati mabara because pieces etikusimbi kunenge tikuchiflya tuchipinda muviri wese pandiri. Ndocheuka vamwe macomrades vati rakata kufa. Ini ndikati manje ndini ndichatevera kudini kufa. Vandatiwo pamberi nehondo, pamberi nechimurenga, ndagara kumirira kufa. Wanikwe handisi kufa ini.
Saka chii chakaita kuti murambe muchienderera mberi nehondo imamakuwara zvakadaro?
Hama yangu hondo, nechirungu vanoti there is no turning back in a revolution. Once wa cross a border ndizvo, the moment yaunocheuka kutarisa kwawabva watova mutengesi.
Ari zvinhu izvi pane pamungati pamuri kunzwa kurwadziwa here panyama penyu kana kuti izvo zvinoratidza kuti ndizvo makasangana nazvo panguva yehondo?
Ndingati ini makuvariro angu haasi aya kuti chero pawasvika unenge uchitsanangura. Zvineiwo hurumende through our ministry yagara ichibatsira. 2016 ndakandobviswa atinoti nechirungu sharpnail kuseri kweziso, because andinawo mainjury haasi kuti akaita mazuva akawanda, izuva rimwe chete. Ndakaitwa operation dzakawanda. Ndakakuvara apa, bara rakapinda apa rikagara panapa rakatobviswa vachicheka panapa. Muna January ndakapinda ku St. Anne's gore rino ndikabviswa apa. A week before Heroes 11 August ndakapinda zvakare mu St. Anne's ndikaitwa operation ine bandage iri nekunoko. Saka ndingati nechirungu I'm still nursing those injuries. Asi mukatarisa magwaro ari apo pane tukudiki tukurimo tukusingangobviswi, asi kana raakundipa dambudziko ndo pandinobviswa.
All right, our heroes featured there as we continue to celebrate the heroes of Zimbabwe's liberation struggle. Now, Harare businessman Joseph Mutangadura, popularly known as Mutangas, has been shot dead by suspected armed robbers shortly after midnight today.
Mutangadura was gunned down at his family's Lishini estate farmhouse in Rua in what relatives have described as a cold and senseless attack. The late businessman was the first behind Lishini estate and the popular Mutangadura hideout along the Harare-Mutare highway. He also ran several butcheries and business ventures that earned him widespread respect in the community. Zimbabwe Republic Police National Spokesperson Commissioner Ponyati confirmed the incident, saying investigations are underway to bring those responsible to justice. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
And of course, we will continuously keep our ear to the ground there to get the latest as more developments continue to unfold. Let's now cross over to our Motro studios where Swukele is on standby with more news. Swu.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you and Zimbabwe. We now carry on with the news bulletin from this end. Zimbabwe is stepping up efforts to build climate resilience through a new loss and damage fund to be financed by revenue from carbon credits. We get more details from Yolanda Moyo.
Government is working on a new loss and damage fund meant to cushion communities from the devastating impact of extreme weather conditions such as floods, cyclones and droughts. Under the new framework, government will receive 30% of all proceeds from carbon credits generated by development projects, with 5% directed towards cushioning communities affected by climate-related disasters.
This is a fund that aligns itself with the global fund that has been established at the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change level, which is also called the Loss and Damage Fund. So as a country, as it stands right now, we are in the process of crafting a loss and damage framework that will guide the country really to access international financing, then beefed up by finances from carbon trading. If a community, for example, is impacted by an extreme event, they can claim not even like an insurance, but accessing resources that can assist them in the process of rehabilitation.
The private sector has welcomed the development for ensuring inclusivity in climate financing.
It's a great step that government is taking to then say, let us tap into the carbon markets, get the money, part of the money to then finance the loss and damage make sure that we apart from mitigation, we also restitute communities that have been affected.
The Loss and Damage Fund is expected to complement other government-led climate resilience initiatives, positioning Zimbabwe among regional leaders in innovative climate financing. Hiland Moy, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The inaugural Artificial Intelligence AI Summit for Africa opened in Victoria Falls this Monday, with government revealing Zimbabwe's national AI strategy, which will be launched next month.
Zimbabwe's National Development Strategy 1 places digital transformation at the core as the nation seeks to attain an upper middle income society by 2030. It is within this context that over 100 delegates attending the AI Summit for Africa 2025 were informed that the country's second draft of its inaugural AI strategy has been completed and is now open for further stakeholder input. This marks another step in Zimbabwe's ongoing efforts to build robust AI foundations.
Our national AI strategy, yes, we couldn't manage to launch it now, but we are quite positive and very optimistic that by the 1st of October, we're going to be launching it.
The summit brings together local and international policymakers, industry leaders, researchers, and technology enthusiasts to explore AI's potential in unlocking new frontiers for growth.
The aim of this summit is to bring together all stakeholders from Africa, from Zimbabwe, from different economic sectors, in order for us to sit together and discuss how we can leverage AI for social and economic development.
History teaches that those who do not actively shape their technological future risk being shaped by it. In the age of artificial intelligence, passivity breeds digital dependence, a new form of neocolonialism where economic and societal values may be dictated by foreign algorithms that ignore local contexts. By developing its own AI policy, Zimbabwe firmly rejects this trajectory while also calling for a continental AI strategy rooted in key pillars such as economic sovereignty and global competitiveness. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Communal farmers in Bikita are making notable strides in wheat production, with their collective efforts now feeding into the country's national food security agenda.
Mr. Cliff Makamba is among communal farmers in Bikita East who are defying the odds by engaging in wheat production using the gravity-fed surface irrigation method. Mr. Makamba, who is drawing water from a river more than 2 kilometers away, is expecting around 7 tons of wheat this winter season.
Ndakatanga kurima goros this year. As I am very happy kuti ma inputs ndakawana program ya hurumende yekutipa mbeu mahara ndo zvakaita kuti ndikwanise kuita zvose izvi.
After realizing their potential, Mr. Makamba and 90 other farmers around the area formed the Chitio Cooperative, and currently they have got nearly 60 hectares of wheat and horticulture produce.
By 2030, tine muono kuti vagari muno mwati 16 vese vanenge vane madiridziro umwe nomwe kubudikidza nekurima kuti kuita mhuri dzedu dzasimukira zvakanyanyisa.
Speaking after meeting with Chitio Cooperative members at Mr. Makamba's homestead, Agricultural and Rural Development Advisory Services Acting Chief Director, Mr. Leonard Munamati said collective efforts by Bikita farmers show the potential of communal farming in achieving food security.
We see that communal farmers are increasing in numbers in terms of their contribution to food security, and we encourage more farmers to do it. And in this area they've got water which is perennial. There are perennial rivers that they are taking water from to irrigate, but going forward obviously there is a need for us to assist them to improve their irrigation systems.
The country is optimistic of meeting its national wheat target of 600,000 metric tons. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Bikita.
Zimbabwe has created strategic partnerships with other landlocked countries in the world to accelerate inclusive socio-economic development. Let's get the details.
Zimbabwe attended the third United Nations Conference on landlocked developing countries in the Central Asian country of Turkmenistan last week. The conference provided the country with an opportunity to forge partnerships on translating geographical challenges into opportunities. Transport and Infrastructural Development Deputy Minister Honorable Joshua Sako, who was leading Zimbabwe's delegation, gave an insight into some of the programs that will transform the country from a landlocked country to a land-linked country.
The theme of this conference, driving progress through partnerships, is both timely and imperative, as it underscores the vital role of cross-regional collaboration in addressing the unique development challenges confronting LLDCs. Zimbabwe continues to pursue bold reforms under our National Development Strategy 1, which aligns with regional and global aspirations. Our aim is to shift from merely being landlocked to becoming land-linked, a vital node of trade, innovation, and value addition.
Deputy Minister Sako also highlighted the need for a collaborative approach to overcome the barriers hindering the progress of landlocked developing countries. He further noted the need to unlock new financing mechanisms and promote inclusive, sustainable, and resilient growth for all landlocked countries. The conference was held under the theme Driving Progress Through Partnerships, resonating well with Zimbabwe's foreign policy objectives of fostering regional cooperation and enhancing economic integration. John Nandara, ZBC News.
Well, that'll be all from the Montrose News Desk. I am Sibigele Maposa. Now circling back to Pockets Hill, where Butler and Joyce will take us through the rest of the bulletin from this end. Good evening.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot to our team there at our Montrose studios. Now, legislators have rallied economic actors to play a more active role in driving the country's socio-economic development.
The rallying call took center stage when the Zimbabwe Lotteries and Gaming Board appeared before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Defence, Home Affairs, Security Services and War Veterans in Mount Hampton this Monday.
And we're also trying to discuss about certain projects that we've done successfully, and also encouraging them to continue identifying such projects which aligns with our President's vision and with our nation's vision, trying to select projects that aligns with them. For example, investment in health, investment in education, investment in sport and culture.
The Lotteries and Gaming Board is also committed to scale up its interventions.
The main aim of the meeting was for us to share the social responsibilities that we do as lotteries and gaming, and we're able to run through our Parliamentary Portfolio Committee and to appreciate the various projects that we carry, and that we also have got a national mandate to look at the national projects.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage has revealed that it has several projects lined up to improve employee welfare. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
The main news will take a break now. Join us for business when we return.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind on it, live the life that you remember.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
ZAS 2025 is here. From the 25th to the 30th of August, Zimbabwe's premier agricultural show celebrates innovation, growth, and opportunity in agriculture and its supporting industries. Be part of the movement that drives national development. Take advantage of ZBC's exclusive advertising and marketing specials during ZAS Week and let your brand be heard and seen across the nation. innovation. With ZBC's powerful TV, radio, and digital platforms, your message will reach the heart of Zimbabwe. Contact ZBC Marketing today on email marketing@zbc.co.zw.
Thank you for staying with us. A government's decision to review license fees and levies has reignited hope of growth of the horticultural industry. Let's get more details.
Zimbabwe's horticultural industry has been on a growth trajectory for the past years, helping the country to earn increased foreign currency. However, issues of competitiveness, such as the multiplicity of licenses for small-scale growers, as well as levies, has led to the stagnation of this key sector. Stakeholders in the horticultural industry have for years been pleading with authorities to review some of these levies, as alluded to by Mr. Clarence Mwale, who is the founder of one of the best growing packhouse in Zimbabwe.
In our situation, we do with smallholder farmers. It's almost impossible to give a list of the licenses required by the authorities for a smallholder farmer to even think about considering export as an option, because there's just not enough capacity for small farmers to do that.
In the midterm policy review presented by the Minister of Finance, Professor Mtulingwe, more than a fortnight ago, government heeded concerns from stakeholders in the horticultural industry, promising to review some of these levies.
This is something that we welcome very much. We are very grateful for that. We're grateful for the authorities that listen and that are always looking to make doing business better and easier in our country.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obedjiri, says several benefits will accrue from the review of licenses and levies.
We are now focused on the other aspects, the crop sector, the fertilizer sector, to ensure that we also level the playing ground and rationalize these levies. We are now having a laser look at them to ensure we rationalize, reduce cost for the farmer, but also release more profit for the farmer as well.
Better days lie ahead, not only in the horticultural sub-sector, but in the entire agricultural industry, as government has promised to improve the ease of doing business in this key industry, which is integral in the growth and development of the Zimbabwean economy. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
And that there our look at business news. Let's go to the arts now. Zimbabwean content creators continuing to face exclusion from Facebook's monetization program. It's only limited to 8 African countries, by the way. And now this development has prompted calls for high-level government engagements to secure digital economic inclusion.
With over 2.46 million Zimbabwean Facebook users unable to monetize content locally, creators resort to risky workarounds like routing revenue through foreign accounts, while other African countries reap economic benefits from formal partnerships with Meta.
Due to the limitations that Facebook is currently not monetized in Zimbabwe, local content creators are monetizing their page using other people in other countries to register for themselves for monetization, and also having a strategy of advertising business on their Facebook pages.
Engineer Kuhamba highlighted that Zimbabwe can copy Kenya's successful model, where government negotiated with Meta in 2022.
In August 2022, the president of Kenya engaged the Facebook directors, and Kenya managed to monetize Facebook in Kenya. And now the president of Kenya is taking another step of engaging Facebook so that they can receive their money through the mobile social media platforms.
As Kenya and Nigeria harness digital dividends, Zimbabwe stands at a crossroads where government support could transform Facebook from just being a platform of expression to an empowerment platform. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
And from the arts, we take a break. Join us for sport with Lawrence Trusida when we return.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
The leading entertainer of the nation. From the east to the west, the north to the south, Makuru never leave your voice, your choice. TV, we are the leading station, Zimbabwe's #1. We'll always be the one. TV, Toyota Jamatown, Tinabuta Shiroshen, TV, supporting local content,
ZBC TV, your voice, your choice. Get ready. All in one place. Introducing the new Zim Digital Decoder so you can enjoy more in full HD for free without monthly subscriptions. You can now get to enjoy Zimbabwe's best and new TV and radio channels on the Zim Digital Decoder countrywide. All you need to do is purchase your Zim Digital Decoder for $25 or ZiG equivalent. This is a once-off payment for the decoder, no monthly subscriptions. Hurry and get your Zim Digital Decoder at Transmedia Offices, Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe, Kingstones, Ground Floor, Harare, and all TV broadcasters. Zim Digital, Tirimo Tese, Sonke Scorn.
Do you remember back in the day? We would gather at that one house that had a TV in the whole neighborhood to watch our favorite programs on ZBC. Whether it was thrilling wrestling matches, captivating dramas, or the iconic Ezomkito, ZBC TV was an integral part of our upbringing. It wasn't just a channel, it was a shared joy that brought us together. Fast forward to today, and ZBC continues its tradition of delivering top-tier entertainment to your homes. Whether you're tuning in for news, music, educational content, or gripping dramas, we're committed to keep you entertained and informed 24/7. With an expanded channel lineup, we're more than just broadcasters, we're a reflection of Zimbabwe's enduring spirit. Join us on this exciting journey as we revive the golden days and create new ones. Together, we're building a brighter future towards Vision 2030. ZBC TV, your voice, your choice.
Good evening once again, and thank you so much for joining us on Sports News this evening as we get to give you what has been happening over the weekend and through the day. My name is Lawrence Trusida. We start off with football, where defending champions Zimbabwe are proving that they have what it takes to retain the title after yet another fruitful weekend which saw them returning to the top of the log standings.
Adversity as a league debut in Scotland breathed down their neck, Zimbabwe showed their true pedigree after outclassing ambitious new boys Moors in their own backyard. Moles, who sailed at the top of the log in the first of the season, seem to be running out of steam with the 1-0 defeat by Simba in Norton, confirming that winning the league title is better said than done. While fellow league debutant Scotland are piling on the pressure after the Mavugo side struck a rich vein of form, winning 6 league matches on the trot, reigning champions Simba are proving with each passing week that they are the real deal. Walking away with 3 points from Goni Stadium confirmed that Simba are the team to beat, and it would take nothing short of blood, sweat and tears to dislodge them. The victory took Simba border to 50 points, a point ahead of Scotland with 9 matches to go. It would turn out to be a 2-horse race between Simba and Scotland, as Moors are now 8 points behind the log leaders. Away from the intriguing title race, Herentals crept into the top 4 with 41 points after a smash grab win over Greenfield in Chisumbanje. Meanwhile, 5th place the FC Platinum on 40 points, alongside 2-1 and Ngezi Platinum Stars, are all guaranteed top-flight football next season. The story is, however, different from 8th place the ZPC Kariba on 31 points, all the way down to log anchors Kwekwe United. The Kariba-based side are just 4 points away from Greenfield, who occupied the last relegation slot. With 9 matches to go, it will be a dog-eat-dog affair to try and survive the dreaded chop.
Exciting times in the Premier Soccer League, where half of the teams in the PSL still face the dreaded chop, and to more exciting times in the Women Premier Soccer League that has been set alight with the top 3 teams, Correctional Queens, Herentals and Chapungu, engaged in a battle for supremacy.
The Women's Football League has witnessed a fierce battle with 3 teams exchanging pole position in what could turn out to be one of the most competitive seasons. The top 3 teams, Chapungu, Correctional and defending champions Herentals, are separated by just 2 points, while 4th place the Platinum Royals are still in with the shout. Chapungu are at the apex with 43 points, while Correctional Queens leapfrogged Herentals Queens to climb to second with 43 points as well. Herentals are, however, not too far off, just 2 pins behind the log leaders, having played the same number of games. Platinum Royals are 4th with 37 points, while former champions Black Rhinos are finding the going tough on 35 points. And Popo Sports Academy are 6th with 29 points, while Faith the Drive and Shisham Queens are not far behind, sailing the top 8 spot with 24 points each. At the bottom of the table, Maningi with 14 points are struggling alongside Gremble Royals on 11 points. The struggle continues for Black Mambas, who have a paltry 10 points, while Red Buffalo are languishing at the base with just a point. Anashem Rombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Moving on to darts news now, where Zimbabwe is gearing up to host the 8th edition of the Regional Darts Championship, slated for Mazoe from the 26th of this month. With 8 countries set to meet in Mazoe, National Darts Association of Zimbabwe President Maynard Moyo is confident of hosting a memorable tournament.
The Heroes Tournament, which was held at Mutare Girls High, that is over the Heroes holiday, was a resounding success, with a record number of players taking part. This was also contributed by the coming back of Harare and Marsh Central. Now the focus is on the 8th edition of the biannual Africa Union Council Region 5 Youth Championships, to be held at Amai Mugabe group of schools, that is from the 26th to the 29th of August. Preparations for both the tournament organization and the Team Zimbabwe are at an advanced stage.
That was the National Darts Association President Maynard Moyo speaking on the preparations to host the African Union Sports Council Region 5 Darts Championship that is set for Mazoe from the 26th of this month. And on that note, it's a wrap for Sports News. It's back to the main desk with Butler and Joyce.
Oh, thank you very much, to Lawrence Trusida, for giving us that detailed sports update. And that was our last port of call on the main news for this evening. From all of us, it's good night.
Good night.
On tonight's edition of Inside Business, we are focusing again on the vehicle shipment industry, an industry that is currently recording a meteoric rise in as far as activities of concern, looking in terms of the demand and supply side of this particular industry, as well as looking in terms of the growing interest by the public in as far as this particular industry is of concern.
Good evening viewers, good evening Zimbabwe. Welcome to Inside Business, a program that we get to dissect various developments that are taking place in as far as the local business landscape is of concern, where we get to touch on various sectors as well as subsectors of the domestic market, wanting to get some understanding in as far as various developments that would be taking place in these various sectors of the domestic market. And tonight on Inside Business, we are having another bite of a cherry. We have been requested by the viewers to have another episode where we'll be focusing on this particular industry, an industry which I can say is having exponential growth, reflected by the number of companies that are venturing into it, as well as reflected by the demand that is currently taking place within this particular industry, an industry of vehicle importation. And my guest tonight is none other than Mr. Imbaina Sheshidununu. We had him previously on Inside Business, where he was just giving us an overview in terms of this particular industry, and he is my guest tonight again on Inside Business. Thank you, Mr. Chidununu, for joining us on Inside Business.
Yeah, most welcome, sir.
All right, so now just getting into the crux of our discussion, Mr. Chidununu. I do understand that there are some viewers who didn't have an opportunity to watch the last interview that we had with you here on Inside Business, where we're discussing at length in as far as the various details that are emerging within the particular industry that you are operating in. Give us an overview about the operations within your industry.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to come again, expressing how we operate. So basically, in vehicle shipping industry, we are offering services where our clients purchase direct from our suppliers outside the country. So we are working with suppliers from Japan, where our clients can purchase directly from the supplier in Japan up to a point where the vehicle is delivered in Zimbabwe. We also have suppliers in Singapore, Thailand, China, South Africa, and UK. And these are different suppliers who offers also a wide range of vehicles. So for example, in Japan, we specialize in small cars, and then we also have suppliers in Thailand. In Thailand, where we purchase cars like single cab, double cabs, and trucks. We offer that service because we have suppliers that really want to buy only big cars for commercial use. And we also work with the suppliers in UK, where we sell heavy commercial trucks, horses, Magonyet, Maumbaya, so we get them from UK.